Diamonds. Hello, LJD and Radio Diamonds. How's everybody doing this evening, this morning, this afternoon, whatever time it is? I got a lot on my mind. I'm here with another special guest today. We have Dante. Dante, are you here?
Yeah, I'm here.
We have Pastor Dante Enz.
Yeah.
I, I just knew him as Enz, but he's got a lot more going on than just that name. So, hey,
Sure.
it's good to
How are
see
you?
you. I'm good. I'm good to hear from you. I heard from you on in July. We did the boots and bikini thing
Mm-hmm.
where you got your trophies and everything, and I haven't really been on time. I've seen your videos. I've seen you've been busy, very
Yeah, man.
busy. Those
Absolutely.
videos are nice. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna let you introduce yourself to my TikTok audience before me and you dive in.
All right, man. I'm excited to be here. Thank you for having me. I'm one of the premier Christian hip hop rappers and inspirational artists that come out of the great city of Memphis, Tennessee. Five-time Gospel Rapper of the Year, Stellar Award nominated radio personality, producer, engineer, songwriter, preacher, and pastor. Man, I'm just whatever way, man. God is.
He's been good to you. He's been good to you. Dante, hello.
Yeah, could you hear me?
Oh yeah, I didn't. We didn't catch that last part. You kind of went disappeared.
So basically, I just said, man, Christian hip hop artist, radio personality, producer, and engineer, songwriter, man, five-time gospel rapper rewards recipient, two-time Stellar Award nominated preacher and pastor. So, man, however God decides to use one of my gifts that He privileged me to have, I just let Him have His way.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah,
That's the
yeah,
best. That's the best way to do it. Let him have his
yeah,
way, cause he gonna have his way regardless of what me or you say, right?
yeah. He's gonna do what He just want to do anyway.
So let with so many directions that young people can go today, why choose the gospel?
I knew I was gonna be in a preacher my whole life. My mom and dad raised me in church, so it was always um, at the forefront of my life. No matter what avenues I decided to travel down as an artist and producer, church was always my foundation. So I always been convicted. God has always been the head of my life. So no matter whatever I did, even while sitting outside smoking weed and whatever with my friends, I always was the one that talked about God. So God has always got the glory. So I knew at the back of my mind that I was gonna take that route anyway.
Wow, it was
Yeah.
always there. You kind of knew that you
Yeah.
had the calling.
Yeah,
'Cause-
I already knew it anyway. I just wanted to explore other stuff because I'm a creator.
Mhm.
But I always was convicted, and I didn't like the character that was pulled out of me when I was doing the other stuff.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah. But the good thing is that you didn't. You were never into any heavy drugs. You know
no,
what I
I
mean?
done did some stuff, man. God
Oh.
just always kept his kept his hand on me,
Ain't that
So
something? Because you know
mm,
when he keeps his hand on you, you know that his hand is on you because you don't get addicted. You hear about people say, I've heard stories, well, such and such started out smoking marijuana, then they went from this, that, and the other, and that tends to be people's mindset is that if you smoke marijuana, you're going to do cocaine, you're going to do Shirley's or whatever they call Cheryl's, or they just think you're going to do all types of things. But see, when God hand is on you, you don't, and neither do you get
yeah,
addicted because that's not what was meant for you.
yeah, man. You just have to ask God to take that away from you, and you have to be willing to do it and understand that it's a process. It ain't gonna happen overnight.
And that's the hard part, the process. So,
It's the problem.
so what inspired you to pursue music, do independently? How did that journey
Uh,
begin?
when I realized that nobody would believe in your dreams like yourself, you can't count on people to believe in your dreams.
Hmm.
Nobody is going. People are only going to believe in what you believe in.
Hmm.
So because of that, it made me learn the back office. It made me learn business, administration, understanding what analytics is, learning what my IPI numbers are, RRC codes, knowing what programming and radio was. So I wouldn't learn all that stuff. So could nobody just tell me anything?
Uh huh. Okay, well that's good. You need to learn about all that. Well, I took the easy way out when it came to broadcasting. Everything
Yeah.
else, I studied in school and college and self-learned and all that sort of stuff. But there's just some when it came to radio, and I guess that's why I have a lot of the problems that I have today.
Yeah.
But this newfound way of doing things. But I don't. My problem is not the application. It's not the configuring or setting up, because all of that stuff has always came natural to me. That's what I think that one of the gifts that God blessed me with. It's
Right.
being able to look at an application and decipher it and understand how to use it, wherein most people don't. Like that whole AI. Hey, AI, I got it. I did one class and I got everything pretty much from there. Some things that I still don't know, but I think that certain things that just comes natural to us. That we all
Absolutely.
already know how to do it. And I think that when it comes natural like that, God gives us that gift for a reason.
Yeah.
Mm.
Absolutely. Some people just got it. My daddy told me a long time ago, son, you got the it factor.
Yeah,
So whatever
there's
you
that's what it's called.
say.
It's the it factor, and not everybody has it. Not everybody
Not
has it.
everybody.
You
Everybody
know,
don't got it.
that's
It can't
right.
be taught either. It got to be in.
That's right. You are absolutely right. It has to be something that comes natural. So, how would you describe your sound and the
Um,
message that you hope listeners, get out of your music?
um, it's authentic, but I'm so diversified that I understand culture.
Mm-hmm.
But when you hear my music, you can hear the testimony, you can hear the pain,
Mm-hmm.
you can hear how I use God to overcome it. And then it's just a true definition of strength and perseverance.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever
Okay.
you hear the music, you can hear the perseverance, how I kept going, how music was a therapy, how God was the anchor in my life. Whenever you hear my music, you can hear it.
Okay. Speaking of music, let's get let me look up some of your songs. I find it better to just look it up when it in on YouTube or Spotify or something like that. Are you
Yeah.
have songs on? I know you have songs on all platforms. Is YouTube one of them?
Uh-huh.
You have
I have
some.
an album now called Just Because I Love You.
Mm-hmm. Just
Yeah,
because I love you.
it's a,
And is it?
um,
Because
it's a
I'm
third
looking up your
installment.
name. Let's see. Dante Enz 4957.
You just put ends. You just put ends in it.
Okay. No, that's not you. This is a Hispanic person. Dante
Yeah.
Enz 4957. Is that you?
No, that's not me. That's a
That's
friend
not
of
you.
mine out of Florida.
Okay.
You just Yeah,
Okay,
you
I'm
just
gonna
put
try it again. E
you
N
don't put
Z.
I don't as an artist I don't use Dante.
Okay.
It's just ends.
N
Ends. I got an album on YouTube called Writer's Block.
ENZ. Okay.
Yes, just because I love you. That's one of the recent albums.
Enz. Ooh. Okay, I see you. I'm trying to get your channel, because that's where I get all the music from, is your channel. But YouTube don't seem to want to put that up. I see ends. You have Tally Life
Oh,
ends featuring Tally Life.
That's
No,
not me.
that's not you. Now this is a picture of you. Thank the thank the ops. Let me see if I can get your channel
Oh,
from there. The real ends. That's you.
yeah, yeah, that's
Okay.
my channel. Yeah.
Okay. I got you now. Now, what was the name of the song? Beautiful. I see beautiful dreams.
Beautiful Dreams is a recent one I just put out a couple weeks ago.
Okay, well, let's listen to that one. Okay, we're going to listen to Beautiful Dreams by Enz.
Do it, Jordan, Jordan.
Failed in their face, now they judging me. Beautiful dreams turn ugly. Heart full of grace, but even more pride. Try to fix my wrongs, but views one side. If you change, maybe I can
You have
too.
to
Just
turn
check
your
my
radio
soul,
off.
but I ain't bulletproof. No excuses, man, we only human. Kitchen too hot, man, it's more than human. Suicide thoughts, this world too cold. Trouble in this water, but I never can fold. Baby's looking at me, wifey is too. Baby's hungry daily, man, I gotta come through. It's more than metaphors and innuendos. New chicks off of Pro Tools and the window. Trap swag, miss with Jesus, think it's just a loophole. And give me props on my gift, cause I'm too cold. But I get it, cause of you only chosen. Expose them lies that I told, but I'm still golden. My daughter called me king, she experienced love. One call me deadbeat, cause she don't know what's up. Gotta own your failures, if you're grown now. Money from these verses, they think I'm on now. To ask my OG, can I hold some? Music on the radio, how your soul stun? You wouldn't understand, traveling with your man. But he believe more than them, I gotta stay a band. I tell the truth about me, I hope they hear my heart. Cause I'm on flyers every week, I know I'm a star. Yeah, I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star, yeah. Yeah, I know it's chestnut checkers, I got it figured out. Fell in love with this music, can't sell out for clout. Yeah, I'm a star, I'm a star, I'm a star, yeah. Yeah, you know I try to tell them, put it in their face. Yeah, I get away, you know it's a cold case. Yes, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So your music is kind of deep.
Yeah,
It is. It really is.
yeah.
Do your spiritual beliefs influence the songwriting, and and does it balance with your ministry and your music?
Um, it just depends. I'm one of those people. I don't let the church dictate what my pen say.
Okay.
Yeah, so whatever, however I feel, that's what I'm going to talk about in music. So that's why I don't let anybody box me in as just a
Okay.
Christian hip hop rapper or whatever. If I want to do Southern Soul, that's what I'm going to do today. If I want to do R&B, that's what I'm going to do. I'm talented. Now, the Bible says, man, gift and callings come without repentance. I didn't
Mhm.
ask God for all these talents.
Mhm.
Um, it's something He gave to me, and it's just on you to have great character and make sure that He still get the glory for you having it.
Mhm. Now hip hop, Christian hip hop rap is still not fully accepted, at least in the Christian world, and not only just by blacks but also by whites. But because
Well,
we
white people are the biggest supporters of Christian rap.
really,
Yeah,
okay.
but now in the last year or two, it's starting to open up where you getting big artists to put gospel rappers like D1 and 1K Few and Lecrae.
Mhm.
But those guys have record deals. They got budgets where they can do a little bit more than what I can do. It's a demographic that exists. You just have to subscribe to it. If you don't listen to it, then you don't really know
That's right.
that they're. Yeah, you don't know that
Yeah.
they're getting $50,000, $60,000 a show.
Mhm. And
There's
it,
some guys out here that's living in $1 million houses off gospel rap.
Yes, yes, they're not known as much. It was like what I was saying to Jimmy Package yesterday about how there's a lot of popular and wealthy artists that are not on the mainstream platform that you don't see, at
Right.
the awards, and you don't see the news reporting every little thing that they do, but they're very wealthy and they're
Yeah.
living off of their music, but you
Yeah.
don't know of them. You've never heard of them, but
Yeah.
so I like when artists say that, because most people looking to break into the industry, they automatically want the fame and the fortune, when they don't realize that just because you see the names in big lights don't mean that there's people that's not living off of that fame and fortune.
Right. Absolutely.
They just haven't
Absolutely.
made it to that main stage, and maybe they don't want to. Not everybody
Yeah.
wants to be in the lights, and and articles written on them and saying everything that they did. Oh, Dante drunk a cup of water, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't. I want the next level of it, but I want to be able to walk in Walmart too.
Yes. And ask them with a question without them getting hysterical.
Yeah.
Oh, you're causing a big crowd. So, but some people, that's what they want. When they want stardom, they want that part of stardom until they actually get it. Because
Yeah.
when you see the artists, the stars getting this attention where they can't even walk out the street, then they're upset. They're mad because they don't have no privacy. But this is what you wanted.
Right. Absolutely.
So, well, I'm glad that you don't let anyone dictate that to you. Um,
No.
so, have you made any songs that's like a personal testimony?
Well, this new album getting ready to come out. It's gonna get ready. I'm a little more personal on it. So it'll be out here in another month or so. So I'm just excited for everybody to hear it because they get the chance to see another side. They
Mm-hmm.
get a lot of records like Beautiful Dreams,
Mm-hmm.
where you get a chance to hear the vulnerability and just see how far, how diversified I am and how far I can stretch with my artistry.
Okay. Okay. So you are already creatively fueled. Okay,
Yeah,
you have
yeah,
to
I'm
be
hungry.
creative, you, and then you navigate through those challenges. And I know that you faced them, one as a young pastor,
Yeah,
and then as an artist whose music that sounds very similar to secular music, as they would say.
absolutely,
You know what I mean? So you
absolutely.
have, so you're facing, you're in the fire all the time, pretty much.
Yeah,
Even
it's
when it dims
motivation for
down.
me though.
It's motivation, you say?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
I said,
I
you
was
said
saying
it's
it's
motivation.
motivation for me.
Hmm. That's good. Um, it's a tiresome type motivation, though. I mean,
Well, you
do you
just
ever
don't give it
tire of it?
energy.
What you say?
You know me. I said I don't give it energy because,
Okay.
opinions and persecution come with the territory of leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and if you're in that position, if there's something you want, you got to understand that people are gonna have opinions. People are gonna have perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you can't make their perspective right if you're the one doing. One thing I tell the church all the time: whenever you've been privileged to have a gift, and you're the first person to do it, you never have no blueprint to look at.
That's
People
right.
on the top, they're gonna have a perspective, so you can't drown yourself in the booze of the audience.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a
Yeah,
good way of saying. I've never heard it said like that before, but that is a relatable way that people can understand what it
yeah,
is.
because you'll run yourself crazy. You'll run yourself crazy worrying about people that not in the studio with you, don't know what you got to go through. They don't understand. They're the consumer. They don't
Mm-hmm.
know nothing about manufacturing. So
Okay.
you can't worry about that kind of stuff. It comes with the territory.
And it certainly, I know it certainly comes on hard. If you guys would like to ask Dante any questions, you can call in at 888-342-9962. If you have any questions or concern about the new wave of music and ministry, call in. This is a good time to ask those questions that you may not want to ask your pastor at church or the choir director. It's 888-342-9962. Now, I'm going to talk about your ministry and your faith and calling, but I'm going to play another song. Now, I did pull you up on Spotify. And what was the name of the song? Because you're not coming up on Spotify. I see a lot of ends, but it's not you.
I wish you would have told me. I would have just sent you all the links.
Oh, okay. So what's the name of the song? And that song that you said the first time?
It's the whole album called Just Because I Love You.
Just because. Okay, I got it. I got I Love You ends. Cause I Love You. No, that's not you. I got Cause I Love You and He's Hurting.
Yeah, that's one too.
The Cause I Love, Just Because I Love You. I just got it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and play that.
TV, what's that you cook?
It's hurting me to think about it. Condemning me ain't gonna help. Why does the church keep judging me? I'm about to give up. Can you rescue me? It's hurting me to think about it. Think about it. I came to church to make it better, but I'm only worse. I felt more love in the streets, even with the hurt. Too many partner faces that I seen on the shirt. I called J. Chris for advice to try to make it work. I'm in love with his bride, but they want me dead. Not my mind on my name, but my soul instead. I got babies watching me and my wife that follow. I'm too churchy for the street, but still cool with Paco. I hope they realize that it's fuel for the grind. Cause I ain't losing myself and I ain't wasting time. Know they'll feel better if they see me give up. But told my wife every day that we gon' live it up. Yeah. It's hurting me to think about it. Condemning me ain't gon' help. Ain't gon' help. Why does the church keep judging me? I'm about to give up. Can you rescue me? It's hurting me to think about it. Think about it. Came to world, love my hustle, but I lost my soul. Came to church every Sunday, man, I'm too bold. Mama praying for me, granny praying for me. Pastor tricked me out my money, that's a shame, homie. Don't avoid tax, but my heart pure. I got zeal and ambition, but I ain't sure. All this faking going on, I guess we live in movies. I exposed all they flaws, now they want me lose. Master the fast lane, man, but I'm only cruising. Took my shot at the top, but we ain't hooping. All this wisdom from the game, but they think I'm stupid. Bossed up my whole team, but they moving booming. Yeah. It's hurting me to think about it. Condemning me ain't gon' help. Ain't gon' help. Why does the church keep judging me? I'm about to give up. Can you rescue me? It's hurting me to think about it. Think about it.
Okay, that was deep. That was deep. That kind of said some things in there, huh?
Yeah.
Kind of lets you know, kind of lets the people know that it ain't as easy as it looks,
No.
And I'm pretty sure that you are, condemned and criticized just by your style of dress, your style of music. I haven't heard you preach, but I'm sure that coincides with the rest of that. So I
try to stay low. The Bible said low is the way, but I think I'm a better preacher than rapper.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. Do you have do you preach every Sunday, or you have specific days, Sundays that you preach?
That was actually my pastor on the song singing with me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so my pastor, he believes in me.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was pastoring longer than him.
Oh, wow.
I closed my church in 2023, and I took a position at his church,
Mm-hmm.
executive director now.
Mm-hmm.
But my church fully believes in me. They push and support me, and they get it.
Mm-hmm.
So, they just let me do my thing, and I don't chase the microphone or the pulpit.
Okay.
When he asks me to preach, I preach. When people call me to preach, I preach.
Okay.
But I'm a hands-on type of guy. I really go to the prisons. I really go to the youth detention centers.
And do. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I can.
Mm-hmm.
I can stand with the best of them. And I say that in the pulpit.
Now, are you like available for prayer? I mean, like these young people that are going through, and some of them that are pursuing music and stuff like that, and dealing with the obstacles that come along with it. Not only dealing with the obstacles, but also keeping your heart pure so that you don't cross over, or end up in a position that you don't want to be in, all for the sake of wanting fame. Are you available to pray, say a prayer? Do you pray for young people like that when they come to you?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. My inbox blows up every day. Every day, to the point where I have to hand it off and let my manager deal with it. But I get some of them come and say they want prayer, but they really just be wanting business advice. Yeah. I make it look so easy. They want to know how did you do it? So it'll come off as prayer sometimes, but even with that, I still know how to get through to them.
Yes, because they have to consider that prayer part. You can't make it in this industry or anywhere, anything that you try to do without prayer. I recently started praying. When I start my show, I give a short prayer every morning to not just me, but the people listening, and because I'm all about promoting micro businesses and independent artists. I'm all about the little guy, basically, because I consider myself to be a little guy. And I know the struggles that I've had trying to get from A to B and things. So it makes me feel good that I can help people, and that I know people that can help people. Like, a young man in prayer. That's really, really good. I like that. And so what is your mission as a pastor in the world, in today's world? What is your mission as a pastor?
Introducing people with real problems to a real God.
Go ahead. I heard that one. with proven results, right?
Yeah, proven results.
I heard that. That's a good one. And we need to find a real God, because there's so many false gods out here for us, to follow, especially in online. One thing I seem to notice online is a lot more psychics, and a lot more of how they trick you into contacting a psychic. Like, you may not know that that's a psychic. They done use all types of tricks to get you in there now. And sometimes you may want to sometimes as 1 minute. This is phone. So sometimes you may want to, I forgot what I was saying. It made me lose chain of my thoughts. Doggone telephone. I'm going to go to the next one, though. The next question, though, that I had for you. Okay, what's a lesson from scriptures that you shaped and how you led and create? If you was to take one of the lessons from scriptures that shaped how you led and how do you lead and create?
Bible says Job 40:7 to gird up your loins like a man. And it's simply saying that you got to have thick skin in whatever you do. So I just use that, and I don't let nothing fluctuate me or throw me off. I'm prepared for whatever comes with.
So
I'm prepared for whatever comes with this. Whatever comes at me, I'm ready for it.
okay, so that's how you handle the pressure of being a spiritual leader. You know, while growing.
Pressure makes diamonds. With no pressure, that means you ain't doing that.
That's right. There you go. The big old diamond up there. People see that diamond and they look at it as, you know, wealth or something to signify wealth, when they don't realize that that diamond is there because of pressure.
Absolutely.
Because just about everybody who I talk to and interview, we have been through something to get us to where we are today. And most likely the things that we have been through is pressure. You go through a lot of pressure just to keep. I go through pressure every day just trying to keep, my network afloat and keep it flowing and stuff like that. Every day, I come into my studio and I'm just like, I have one thing planned, and next thing you know, you got 50 more things that I'm piled up that you need to take care of right away. Before you know it, your day is gone.
Right.
And you didn't even get to what you set out to get to that day. Okay, in what way do you bring your artistry, your voice, into ministry and into your art?
Well, it just depends, because I mix them both together. Because whenever I'm on stage, I always minister. I'm a worshiper at heart. So whenever I'm booked for shows or anything like that, especially if my band is with me, we're going to always worship. I let everybody know, no matter how much hoopla you see me do, everything I am is because I'm a real worshiper. So it's worship first.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. Let's go to another song before I get to my next set of questions. Introducing the people to your songs. What about "It's Hurting"? Is that on the new album? That's it.
That one.
I Love You. I just played that one because I'm looking at the Spotify.
No, you just played "It's Hurting."
I played "It's Hurting." What about "I Love You"? That's a different one than "Just Because I Love You," or is that the same?
That's actually on "Just Because I Love You."
That's on it?
Yeah, so that's fine. That's a good one to play.
Okay, let's go ahead and play "I Love You." I like the way that's starting out. Nice beat.
You be tripping about the time we don't spend. I'm busy on the road trying to get it in. When you blessed like you is, you can't listen to your friends. I love you more than life, but how it's feeling like a sin. I love you, 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 I love you. Remember, I was doing time and you would always pick the phone up. They never understood, cause haters never did condone us. I was raised up in the trap and you had a proper upbringing. Loyalty they'd never give, but you knew the meaning. I gave you dreams, gave you visions, upgraded your mind. I put a ring up on your finger, so that made you mine. They ask me how I'm flexing, cause I'm high you 50,000 cash, truth be told, that ain't nothing to you. I put tears up on your face, I promise you I make it better. I was eliminating problem, but I only made several. But you always give your all, like you on a 100-yard field. Playing cat and mouse with love, they should've called me Garfield. Tripping about the time we don't spend. I'm busy on the road trying to get it in. When you blessed like you is, you can't listen to your friends. I love you more than life, but how it's feeling like a sin. I love you, 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 I love you. Love to make you change when the streets got your heart. When the world going crazy, you can't tell go outside. I showed them how to love the streets, and you ain't gotta follow me. She just kept it real with me, that's why she run the world with me. We let out love, open up a lane they never seen. Every time I'm at home, I beat it up like Billy Jean. I know you see the future, and the feelings mutual. Can't let my guard down, can't treat me like a Bruce. I've been trying to score them, like they need a tutor. Now they saying, oh, like they working orders. You be tripping about the time we don't spend. I'm busy on the road trying to get it in. When you're blessed like you is, you can't listen to your friends. I love you more than life, but how it's feeling like a sin. I love you, 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 I love you. Yes, but I love you, 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 I love you.
Now that one seems to have a different message. It's like two different messages in there. Seems as though you have one message as though what you have to do. You're traveling, you're on the road doing the work for the Lord, and you need the significant other to understand that.
Yeah, so
you
that's
love
what
it.
I was
Yeah.
talking to my wife.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just talking to my wife. It wasn't even a message necessarily about God, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was me talking to my wife, like, you know, people trick you out your spot when they don't understand the blessing that you got.
Mm-hmm.
It requires sacrifices to be with a man like me. I was just keeping them motivated and keeping them encouraged to let them know it's a hard job.
It is. It is.
Yeah, but you were signed for this, and you can't get advice from nobody that ain't got what you got.
That's right. That's true.
Yeah.
You're on the road and she's living very comfortable, most likely, and you have people that
Well,
you
she
got
has
people
a career too,
in
though.
your
She
in
has-
your ear. Even
Yeah.
with her career, you got people in your ear. You're not home, you're traveling, and it's unfortunate, but as women, we have tendency to say things, especially when there may be some level of jealousy that's involved in that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Let's.
Or, people, they don't know. If you have this, you don't really know what you're talking about, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But you never experienced that, you know? So, she's a smart woman. I was just keeping her encouraged.
Oh, that's nice. It's always good to get a song that's dedicated to you or that's about you. That's something that's rare that you don't get that all the time. It's almost like naming a star after you or something like that. So when you're bridging,
my wife is one of my biggest supporters.
oh, that's nice. Shout out to her. What's her name?
Lily.
Lily. Shout out to you, Lily. Shout out to you.
Yeah.
So, okay, now when we're talking about bridging the two worlds together, there's the secular world and there's the Christian world. I know you face tension, not just in your home, if you have faced it in your home or not. I don't really know. But tension as your roles as an artist and a pastor. How do you navigate that? Because people will say, oh, well, you're not a valid pastor, or, I'm not going to listen to you because of your style of music and your style of dress. And, it's like they paint this picture that they want you to be in, kind of like the white Jesus Christ when we were growing up, and you would go to the church and you see white Jesus all over the place. It's like you kind of fit. You kind of this is you grow up with that perspective in mind.
Yeah,
So,
but it's the same thing, though. The Bible said, "Many are called, few are chosen."
mm-hmm.
Said, "A prophet is not welcome in his own home, but
Yes.
among friends, family."
Yes.
He also says, "My sheep will know my voice." The people that are called to my ministry, they respect my ministry and honor my ministry. Those are the people I'm focused on. I can't focus on not ready to receive from what God has given me. The Bible says, study to show thyself approved, to rightfully divide the word of God. If you think because of my clothing that I'm not astute in the word of God, you already lost yourself. For one, I got a degree on the wall in theology, and your pastor probably don't got a GED. So, so you failed yourself already because you judged the book by its cover, and you didn't give me a chance. I study 4 days a week. It takes me 12 hours to write a sermon to make sure I get my lesson. And half of these pastors, and I don't talk about pastors, Bible says, touch not my anointed one.
Yes.
But because they're used to traditionalism and colloquialisms and all of this stuff. But the word they're receiving is at a remedial elementary level. And because you see me wearing urban clothing, you think I'm not educated. So the way I prove them wrong is by doing the work. When they hear me speak, when they hear me talk, when they hear me preach, some of my biggest supporters today are people who was killing my name and killing my character. But I don't have a get back spirit. I don't have a I'm trying to prove you wrong spirit. I'm just let God protect me, But who's supposed to hear my voice? They hear my voice, and who don't, then I'm not for them. You got to go get you a pastor who you willing to listen to. I'm not gonna force my anointing on you. I'm not gonna force the word of God. You can't do that because you'll hurt more people like that. So I just have thick skin. I move on. I do whatever God tells me to do.
So your church embraces your creativity in music, basically.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's good.
Well, it's because I'm a preacher first, though.
Okay.
My church knows that I can stand flat-footed and preach and turn the music off, and I be Pastor Dante. So they trust me being ambidextrous. I'm proven. So my church knows I got a degree. My church knows I have 8 years of pastoral experience. They know I was an assistant pastor before I was a pastor, a youth director. I didn't just get here overnight.
Yes.
And so I can operate in certain veins because I really worked to get in those them places. I cultivated the gift. I wouldn't fly by night, So but the consumer doesn't always know that because they're just now getting to know me.
Even your style on this flyer, you got the hat turned backwards, you got the gold chains on, and then the picture right next to it, you got in a hoodie, you know what I mean? So people, unfortunately, we are all visual creatures. And we judge by what we see visually. If we see a woman that's, got, I don't know, say a hole in her stockings and her skirt is not too good, we automatically think that person can't afford new stockings, or when that person probably got a drawer at home full of stockings. They just happened to put on this pair while they were out. They got a hole in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But people.
It used to bother me. But I went to counsel and I said, you let people bother you that they're going to click off Facebook tomorrow and be talking about somebody else.
Or not even tomorrow, the next hour.
They're gonna be talking and strolling and commenting and talking about somebody else when you just got a BMI check the other day and you eating steak and lobster somewhere and you worried about what somebody said that they didn't brush their teeth today. No, I'm not letting the devil get me like that.
Now, is there a moment where the music and the ministry did collide? Is there a moment that they ever collided together in a powerful way? Your music and your ministry.
Absolutely. In the beginning, when I first started my church, I started my church in 2017. So 2019, 2020, when COVID started happening, because everything went. I didn't have cameras in my church then, where everybody had to go on Facebook Live and, so I wasn't doing the traditional stuff like on first Sunday. I wasn't wearing clergy collars and, you know, I wasn't doing. My church filled with young people that just left the club. My church started at 1:30, so I'm dressed just like them. So you know
Yeah.
they were pulling clips and excerpts and stuff like that, and
Mm-hmm.
you know, then, but it really made me better because it helped me understand marketing better, and
Mm-hmm.
I realized that church folks just gonna talk anyway.
Yes.
They gonna talk anyway. So when I realized they weren't just talking about me, they were talking about some of the traditional pastors too.
Mm-hmm.
So and once I realized that and got out my feelings and realized that I was the only one paying the church light bill.
Yes. It didn't matter what everyone else said because you're the one that has to foot that bill. To foot
Yeah,
that
so
bill every month.
I quit worrying about it. I got over that real fast.
I think some people, this is just my personal opinion. I just think some people join this church and feel like that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to sit back and gossip. They're supposed to judge people. They're supposed to do all the different things that we see traditional church people do, and they join and get involved in the church, and they become that person. You know what I mean? Wherein they used to be fun, now they're not fun anymore. Because they joined the church. And I think when you join a church, there's certain things that you should stop doing, and depending on what it is. But I don't think you should stop being yourself. I think that genuine personality should always be there, and people tend to lose that.
Yeah, that's one thing I told my wife. I said the minute that you see me deviating from what made people fall in love with me, make sure you pull my coattail.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Yes.
don't let me conform to what they think I should be just because I'm gifted enough to do it.
Mm-hmm.
I don't never want to come into church and fake it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Now you have a brother that's pretty. Is it your brother that's pretty famous?
yeah, I'd rather not talk about him though.
Okay. All right. Okay. So how do you reach young people that might be disconnected from faith and music? They just don't feel like. I mean, they try music, it's not working. They try praying, and that miracle didn't happen just like that. What some people expect. So they kind of disconnect from everything. They feel like I can't make it in music. God's not trying to help me and stuff like that. How do you deal with a person like that?
I let them know that no matter if you come to church or not, you're not going to be exempt from problems and chaos. Matter of fact, the minute you say yes to God, that's when the most turmoil is going to happen.
Oh, yes.
But you got to understand that all of that is part of God's test. How can you ask God for His permissive will and He give it to you, and then you be upset about it? So you just gotta, the same stuff you did in the street, you gotta have the same approach. If you hustling, you gotta do the same thing with God. You gotta stay faithful. You got to pray, even when you're not seeing results. Because God don't operate on chronos of chaos time. He operate on His time. And He may not come when you want Him, but He always
What you
on
say?
time.
He always right on time. Like, well, you don't get. What I notice is that if I'm praying and God knows my need financially, and I pray about it, He doesn't give it to me.
Right.
But then when He decides to give it to me, I need it for something else that was more important than what I originally needed from. So to me that's a right on time. He may not give me what I prayed for 3 weeks ago, but here it is 3 weeks later. He's giving it to me, and something else has come up to where I need that, and it's just right on time. So that's what I do.
That's how He works.
Yeah.
That's why I trust Him. You got to trust Him now, because you can't say one thing or preach one thing and don't believe what come out your mouth.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's true. They'll just get off the pulpit if you don't believe in faith. And my mom is a minister, and she's been one all my life. All I've known is for her to be into the church. I haven't known her to be any place else but into the church. And her faith, oh my gosh, her faith is unshakable. She gets we say that she's spoiled. God has spoiled her.
Right.
Because
My mom's sanctified like that.
yes, pretty much whatever she wants, it happens for her. It happens just like that. Well, I'm still praying.
I used to get jealous at God when he
Yeah.
did stuff like that.
Yes.
But I used to say, you don't know the hell that they got to do.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's right.
it might look easy, but we don't know the hell that they have to deal with, and their hell might just be mentally being saved.
Yes.
And keeping it, man, that's a hard. You don't know the demons that people have to battle with to maintain the oil that God privileged them to have.
That's true.
And I tell my mama all the time, I do not want that oil that's on your life, baby. Yeah, you keep that. I don't even want to be a pastor.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. It's really something how I, see things just work out and, come into fruition with her. So I think it's a beautiful thing. So let's, I'm going to try to get you out here by 1 o'clock. So what are some of your biggest influences musically and spiritually?
Man, spiritually, I have one of the most amazing leaders in the world. Gifted, anointed, one of the greatest pastors in the world. And that's one of my biggest inspirations because before he was my pastor, he was my friend.
Okay.
Yeah, and he believes in me, he supports me, and he understands the anointing on my life. He understands my vision. He understands what I'm trying to do. And everybody has to have a covenant partnership with somebody or a covering. And I'm grateful to have him because it gives me a relief and a sign of freedom where I don't have to stress about stuff some young pastors stress about.
Okay.
I don't have those problems.
Okay.
Spiritually.
Okay. So what would you say success look like to you? Beyond the charts, beyond the titles, beyond everything, what does success look like for Dante Enz?
Success for me is I'm not in prison anymore. I'm not on probation. I don't have to get up at 5 o'clock in the morning and fold my bed in a prison. My 4-year-old, my 3-year-old son is following me around the house, doing interview and laughing and jumping. I can go outside and pick what car I want to drive, and it's not about finances. It's just a few years ago I had one pair of pants and one pair of shoes.
Wow.
So, man, I am success.
Yes.
If you want to see success, look at Dante Parnell. Look at me. I am success.
Okay. And what about legacy? What do you hope to leave behind as an artist and a pastor?
I'm really not forcing. God knows I want one of these babies to preach or do music. God knows I do. But I'm not forcing it. And because I haven't forced it, my kids are picking it up. I got one that plays the cello and violin. I got two that play the cello and violin, and I did not force it on them. I got one that plays the keyboard. I got one telling me she want to be a music teacher. I'm just waiting on somebody to speak in tongues.
You don't turn around in the middle of the night. You might have them standing in the room.
Yeah, I'm just waiting on that. So I told God, now if I don't force it on them, God, now you come
That's
on,
right.
do me a favor.
That's right.
Do me a favor now.
And the thing about speaking in tongues that I think people understand, that's not something that you're taught. You can't teach a person. I've seen these lessons that say, "Oh, we could teach you to speak in tongues." I said I don't think that goes that way. I think speaking in tongues
that's uneducated. Really, somebody's supposed to be there to interpret it, and if no one is there to interpret it, that's supposed to be a conversation between you and God. That's not nothing where you're talking to somebody, but that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay, I know about that one.
Yeah.
Okay, now if you could speak, my last question. If you could speak to your younger self, and you're just starting out, with the knowledge that you have now, what would you say to yourself?
I should have stayed my butt in school. I should have stayed in a child's place.
Yes. You could.
That's what I would have said. You get to stay your butt in the child's place.
Yes. He'd be like, get back to school. That ain't important. You'll find out.
Man, all my reports would have been turned in on time. If I knew what I knew, how important education was, I would have stayed in the child's place.
Well,
that's my motivational post for today when I get offline with you.
Okay. Well, you have done a good job, and you should. I'm pretty sure God and your congregations are both giving you a pat on the back as being a young pastor, with a message out there for the young people and being there for them, ready for them, and speaking their language, dressing in a way that they will understand. Because a young person, what some people don't understand is that if you're a pastor and you go and you dressed in a 3-piece suit, you know what I mean? You got your Bible in your hand and you going in, you going in there, you're trying to speak to all of these young people. They're not really going to listen to you. But if you come in there dressed like you, speaking their language, looking like them, that's tangible for them. They say, oh, I could be that person. I could do that. I don't have to really change too much of the way I dress. I could do that. Some people think that you got to change something in order to be something. There are some things you have to change in order to be of the world and not in the world. There are sacrifices.
I just think that we have to change our mindset. Because I like wearing suits. I love wearing suits. I'm not sure if you ever seen me in one, but I love wearing suits.
No.
Yeah, I can do both of them. I honestly think I look better with a suit on. But the Bible says you must become all things to all men so that I might win some.
Yes.
So you can't revive nobody that you can't relate to.
That's true. That's very true. That's very true. That's very true. And you put a message out to my audience, and I do hope that those listening that thinking that they can't be a pastor and have their music and do all that they know that it is another way. There is another way. You just have to pray and ask for help and to consult with people like yourself. So put your information out there, how people will be able to contact you, hear your music, and all that stuff. Any last messages that you might want to say?
All right, you can follow me on all social media platforms, The Real Enz. That's Instagram, Facebook, all social media platforms. New album on the way. It's called Trapalooya. Honorable mentions out right now, over 400 or something.
Hello? Dante? I think we lost him. Dante?
Oh, I'm sorry.
What happened?
So the last thing I said was you can follow me on all social media, The Real Enz, all social media, Instagram, Facebook, EPKs, all this stuff is in my bio. Booking info is in the bio. I got a new album out. Honorable mentions at over 400,000 streams. I got a new album that's getting ready to drop in another month or two. It's called Trapalooya. Man, I'm excited about your future, and I can't wait to connect with you.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice.
New movie. I got a new movie getting ready. It's called Neighborhood Dope Man Revenge. It's something I just guest starred in. The last one did a couple of million streams on Tubi. I got another one ready to drop as well.
Wow, that sounds great. Sounds beautiful. I enjoyed speaking to you, Enz. I enjoyed our conversation, and of course, I always enjoy seeing you guys. You guys with the band and Prince DJ and stuff like that. You guys are just so cool.
Yeah, that's my guy, DJ, man. That's my guy.
Yeah. You two together. I'm used to seeing you two together.
No, that's my guy. He's one of my biggest supporters. That he just gets it.
He does. And I thank you and for coming on and giving your message, and definitely share your music. I don't have any of your new music, so if you want to send it to me, or send me
Get
the
it to
link
me.
where I could just download it. That would be great too, and I can go ahead and put it in there. Diamonds, TikTok diamonds. Say bye bye to my TikTok diamonds.
All right, gotcha. See you later, TikTok diamonds.
Okay, I always got to include them. And for those listening, thank you so much. Dante Enz, everybody. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and let you go, and I will
All right,
talk to you
gotcha.
later. Okay, and bye bye. All right, that was Dante Enns. He is a young pastor with a message. And speaking of messages, we're gonna get back to the music. My TikTok diamonds, thank you all. Thank you all for listening and tuning in. Come and tune in tomorrow. We're gonna have them grannies up here. There's be some funny stuff going on. And I will talk to you later. Bye bye. And we go. All right. So I'm going to go ahead back to the music. And we got independent artists, Southern Soul playing on LJDN Radio, on LJDN Live. This is Lena Jones, and thank you all for listening. I'll be back. It's not 1:30 yet. Okay.